All right, folks, thank you for joining me. It is a Tuesday session, and we most definitely are going to be turning up. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to share this one out on Twitter real quick as we let the folks and the family roll on in. It's an absolute pleasure to be going live here tonight with you guys as we have so much to cover: current events, financial markets, and the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. And it does include, the timeline does include CZ being the next crypto sacrifice before the XRP pump. And I'm going to explain why I titled that for tonight's session. Let's get right on into it. We are live now, and let's get a hashtag XRP. All right, guys, thank you for coming on in. It's an absolute pleasure. So much to cover, so we're going to get right on into it. And I appreciate everyone who watches these after the fact. I do read all your comments, so if you guys have any questions, comments, let me know what kind of content you guys want us to keep it coming. We've been covering it all, right? Started with crypto, started talking about XRP. Folks mistakenly thought that we were just going to be an XRP moon boy. No, absolutely not. We got a lot more to talk about, and we have a lot more to prepare for. And so we tie all of it together now, financial markets with the current events, do a little decode, and I don't have really much dates or predictions as far as, an exact timeline, an exact date. But what I do look at here is windows of opportunities, and what we experience right now is the cryptocurrency space overall getting cleaned up, and XRP hasn't gone to the moon yet. So I'm going to thank God. You can thank whoever you want, or you cannot thank anybody, and you cannot take advantage of an XRP at 58 cents again. Back down here today. We're watching this thing closely. Going to get right on into the crypto prices in the markets here in a second. But for me, I'm not waiting around, right? My bag's already been packed, and I continue to stack my utility with no counterparty risk. And for an investment as small as $25, premium included, which, that's not going to last for long, because we saw that gold and silver pumped again today. Gold back above 2,000 and silver back above $24. NVIDIA comes out with incredible earnings. They beat their earnings call, and the stock still crashes. I mean, it wasn't a technical crash, I should clarify, and not offend the NVIDIA bros, but it did have a significant pullback, and we saw a significant pullback in the crypto space as well. Short term, this is bullish. Short term, we've always been talking about cleaning up this space. Take advantage of the opportunity, though, because the big boys and girls on Wall Street have already shown their hand. They're looking to control this, and we have cheerleading done today by Janet Notel and Yellen, Department of Treasury, and OFAC appearing and collecting a fine. And it was interesting to note that Gary Gensler wasn't there. The SEC wasn't included. So Gary Gensler getting excluded from his own government, and we're going to cover it all tonight, guys. We got so much to cover, so let's get right on into the market. Right now, Bitcoin. And real quick, but guys, if you haven't already, please, it really helps us when you hit that, when you like the video, and drop us some comments down below. Let us know what we're working with tonight, and we're going to run up a session here. I don't know why I'm not seeing any of my chat. Okay, there's my chat. I had to refresh my chat. Chat, how are we doing tonight? Okay, I had to refresh it. We're good to go. Bitcoin, let's look at these markets right now. Back down to 36,300 for Bitcoin right now, and earlier today we were down to 35,600. And actually, that wasn't too long ago. That was within the last 4 hours that we just did that move. Okay. Now we see that Ethereum back down to 1975, dipping below 2,000. It's interesting to note that gold and Ethereum are both trading at the same price, relatively in US dollar terms. That's kind of funny to me. One with, some utility for sure. We'll see how well of a store of value it ends up being here with Ethereum, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum does do fairly well. It's interesting to note that in the Kraken lawsuit, they didn't list Ethereum, right? They listed 16 tokens in the Kraken lawsuit, but they didn't include Ethereum. We'll talk more on that later. Ethereum down to 1975 right now, but earlier today down to 1930. So we took a pretty good dip today for XRP. Our community was swooping at 57 and 58. And I want to give a shout out to Miguel. Well, actually, shouldn't be throwing out everybody's names. Maybe they don't want the public to know that they picked up some XRP. Huge shout out to the family in the Discord group. And this is what we do. I took a look at it. I almost pulled the trigger, but I was like, it's just one of those things where I'm remaining patient right now. My bags have been packed and I can survive without more XRP, but down below 60 cents now looks like a fantastic deal. And I really, I'm not here to actually try to time the bottom. Once again, these suppressed assets still below $1, still below 60 cents right now. One person's going to take advantage of it. Another person is going to, try to find some gains somewhere else. And if you got the alpha and if you have a better opportunity than XRP, then God bless you. I'm all for it. And I'm not just the XRP is the only investment that we need to make. As you guys know, I've been talking more about the precious metals over the last year. That's become a big part of my portfolio. It's a big defensive hedge. And the way that I've structured myself as a young buck is I have, God willing, decades to create this generational wealth. It's okay if my XRP is going to go down 20, 30. Well, let's go down another 50%. Oh, God bless the opportunity. XRP at 33 cents again. You already know. Oh, the 3-for-1 special. Talk about Black Friday sales, which the Black Friday sales started like a week ago at most stores. It's incredible. Every year they've been starting it earlier and earlier. And, of course, the excuses, the online shopping and this and that. And, I remember, going back in the day, I'd go to save up my money to go buy a video game, go wait in line. And I only did that for a couple years. And then I was like, this is not worth it. And now with online shopping, you don't even really have to. But I found it interesting that these Black Friday sales this year, they started like 2 weeks ago, But anyways, we're going to talk more on the economic data that came out today. Existing home sales did not hit expectations, not good. But let's take a look here at XLM as well. I know folks have been asking for an XLM update. I just did drop an XLM update. It was a quick one. And it was XLM ETF next, ? And so you should be able to find that on my profile. I will, drop another XLM update here shortly. And we're going to keep on bringing the XLM content. And I know folks are hungry, thirsty for that XLM update. It's my number 2 holding right now. And you guys know that's not financial advice. I just keep it real with you guys. XLM back down to 11.5. Now, this thing, I was saying it yesterday, right? This is our final moments of XRP below $1, final moments of XLM before below 10 cents, final moments of what's XDC doing right now? Is it at below 5 cents right now? I haven't even looked at XDC in a while. They're going to pull up XDC right now. And XDC, yeah, back down right below 5 cents. Sure enough. I hadn't even looked at it in a long time here, but okay, so that's a scoop, right? Our final moments of XDC below 5 cents, our final moments of XLM below 10 cents, our final moments of XRP below $1, our final moments of silver below $25 per ounce, our final moments of gold below $2,000 per ounce. The triple tap that gold, not Bitcoin, the triple tap that gold has done off of the 2,000 to 2,100 range is unbelievable. And remember that it's already broken out to all-time high in over a half dozen major other currencies. Actually, a lot more, but over a half dozen major currencies. That gold's already back to an all-time high. So remember that data point. Now, speaking of gold and silver, let's take a look. Silver back up above $24 per ounce again here today. Incredible pressure behind these assets. Up above $2,000 per ounce, settling down here into the late hours of this Tuesday session. Thank you for stopping by and turning up on a Tuesday with me. I greatly appreciate you guys. Gold back below 2K. Take advantage of it while you can. And like I said, NVIDIA had an incredible earnings call, beating their records, beating their sales. Business is doing well, I guess, but coming off of the most recent all-time high, 509 here, and then, back testing all the way to below 470. So NVIDIA, big drop today. Intraday trading, right, of about 8%. Pretty incredible for NVIDIA after it reported that it had a great earnings call. It still had a big sell-off. And I think that the writing's kind of on the wall here is what do you want out of these plays in the stock market, the Magnificent Seven, the S&P 500? You want another 7%? You want another 10%? I wanted to make a point at the start of this video to be very clear. Going forward, I'm not here to be anybody's financial advisor, but I'll tell you how I'm looking at this opportunity. inflation, the real inflation on anything that matters in my life, in your life, for the family, gas, energy, housing, shelter, you know what they do in the phony fake data? If it's a bad data point, they just strip it out. Now we go to Supercore, which removes housing, food, energy, used cars, anything that matters, we just strip it out. So it's all a lie. So right now, the benchmark that I'm going to start talking about going forward is 10% inflation. I'm just going to assume that we have a 10% inflation rate. I'm just going to round up. They say it's 3.2%. They say that the Fed's won the fight against inflation. Good luck. God bless. Let me know how the program works out. I'm going to run with the assumption that we at least have 10% inflation. And so with that in mind, when I go to make an investment, whether that's silver, whether that's crypto, whether that's a stock, whether that's real estate, even with how I run my business, I'm going to assume that we have 10% inflation. So if I'm not making 10% on my money, I'm not breaking even. That's the mindset that I have right now. And it's not, I'm just dreaming this up. That is reality. That is reality. They've been manipulating the data. I don't need to rant on that. You guys mostly know that, right? And we're all feeling it on Main Street. Let me know in the chat. Is it safe to round up to 10% inflation? In every, major developed country right now, we're at least at 5 to 10%. Let's round up to be safe. Let's be conservative and let's shoot for something great. If we make 12%, what am I actually making? 2%, because I'm going to assume 10% inflation. So my real rate of return, right? If it's not over 10%, I'm not making money. 10% is breaking even. And the 5%, and I'm really reiterating this, the 5% that the treasury bonds are paying right now, that's a 5% loss the way that I'm going to be tracking it over the course of the next 6 to 12 months at the bare minimum. And once again, that might be conservative, right? Some stuff is going higher than 10%, 20, 30, and we're going to see some assets go absolutely crazy. Go look at the chart on orange juice. And you guys want to talk about charts? Well, here you go. Uranium prices are over $80 for the first time in 15 years. We've been talking about the commodities. This is a currency war and a commodity war. It's a debt and liquidity crisis as well. Makes it even more fun, even more of an opportunity if you're ready to pull up and you prepare. Uranium prices are over $80 for the first time in 15 years. Where does that take us back to? Oh yeah, right before the Great Financial Crisis, just like every other data point. Takes us back to the Great Financial Crisis, the crash of 87, the depression of 1930. Pick your flavor, pick your poison. Somewhere in between, or maybe worse, is what we are lining up for. And once again, the commodity war is live. China's copper market is tightening, with premiums over exchange prices spiking due to demand for the renewable energy. Cracks are emerging. We need more copper mines to feed the upcoming transition. Billionaire Robert, I don't know who this is, Robert Friedland, okay? Robert Friedland has warned we are heading for a train wreck. Yeah, Rosie Rios told us that the train has left the station. I believe that the train has left the station on the prices of these commodities because we need more mining production. We need to get these, resources out of the ground to build our new economy, to build our new world, to do the new Green New Deal or whatever we're going to do. And at the end of the day, these are the commodities that the world actually needs. See, we don't need fiat funny money. The only reason why we need that is because we've accepted a belief system that the US dollar is the reserve currency of the world. And a lot of people have a lot of debt hanging over them in US dollars. So even though Argentina's new president is against their central bank, he wants to start using the US dollar in their country. This is what I'm talking about. And here's the deal. This is where I think that you're starting to see the countries that are smart and leaning into it. What are they doing? They're pulling as much commodities out of the ground as possible. Meanwhile, in the West, what are we doing? Just stupidity, right? I mean, a lot of the Green New Deal crap that we're doing over here is an absolute joke, and it's a failure, and it's a waste of time and energy. Pun intended, right? I mean, it's a joke. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is going to a commodity-backed international monetary system that is settling on DLT. And I got another data point to confirm that. 95% of trade between Russia and China is now settled in their national currencies. Guys, this is over. See, they're in the lead. China's in the lead, right? When we talk about BRICS, when we talk about the dozens of other countries that are trying to join BRICS, when we talk about the dozens upon hundreds of countries that are just dropping the dollar, right? And we kind of just bunch all of them together because they're saying enough is enough, and they're settling in whatever the hell outside of the US dollar that they can. The beautiful opportunity for them, and what I am excited for the rest of the world, is that they can free themselves from our abuse of the reserve currency through DLT technology, right? We tokenize your resources, your commodities, the GDP of your country. We tokenize it. We bring the rest of the world online. Just that alone levels the playing field in a major way. And now we're seeing that China's in the lead by far. 95% of their trade outside, they're not using the US dollar really for anything. I would be interested to see what the other 5%. 95% of trade between Russia and China is now settled in their national currencies. That'd be interesting. Maybe they're still doing 5% in USD. Still have to do a little USD or something. I don't know. But you're seeing it across the board. It's not just BRICS. It's not just the new countries that have tried to join BRICS, right? 6 new countries that were just announced this year. There's a list beyond that that's waiting to get in. And then there's a list past that that is just done with the dollar. Whether they're going to align with BRICS is besides the point, right? Because within this group, they don't trust each other, which is why they need DLT, which is why they need a bridge currency, which is why I'm so, just incredibly bullish on XRP. And this moment that we're going through right now in markets is a beautiful opportunity. While the rest of the space gets cleaned up, everybody's freaking out. Everybody's uncertain. We already see 1.3 billion pulled off of Binance. Everybody's freaking out. And our XRP is tucked away on our cold storage wallet or wherever we got it. It's, safe and sound. And we're just going to sleep peacefully at night knowing that we have complete clarity on XRP. It's not a security. And so that's a utility. That's a commodity. That's a currency. Call it what you want. It's just like gold. Has monetary value. Has industrial value. Has an internet of value that is about to grow exponentially into the tens of trillions of dollars over the next decade. Along with the commodities too, I'm very bullish on the commodities. Now, I also wanted to get this one right off the top of tonight's episode. By the way, thank you everyone for stopping by, and I think that we deserve a huge cheers. For those of you that are having a little adult beverage with me tonight and enjoying yourself, thank you so much. I think that this one deserves a cheers. Israeli government approves a 4-day ceasefire and the release of 150 Palestinian prisoners in exchange for 50 hostages. And this is being shared here tonight. And cheers to that. We continue to pray for peace. Amen. Now, I say that, but we know how this game goes. And we're now hearing rumors actually that from folks within the federal government, sources that are close to military industrial complex, that are saying that we're really gearing up actually for a new phase next year. And my prediction is that we're going to enter a technical recession, or it's just going to get worse. I mean, maybe we still won't hit a technical recession because inflation will be going up so much that our GDP will actually still be growing. That's basically what's happening right now. That's why we just reported a 4.9% GDP. Oh my gosh, we're growing. No, we're not. People are just paying more for the same products and services. That's all it is. So what I'm worried about is recession. Either, we start to go negative on our GDP, maybe in the fourth quarter, probably by Q1 of this next year into Q2. And then the talk is that we could expect a war into next year. And this is the problem. This is why I'm so worried, and I remain very patient and cautious and kind of in defense mode right now, is because they need an excuse to really paper this thing over into the election cycle next year. You have to understand that we're now within a year of the election. Everything is at play, and they're willing to play dirty. They have everything to lose. Everything. This is not just a meme, the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. It is happening in real time. And if they get their way, the masses get priced out of these assets forever through stagflation. Through stagflation, they run up the prices on these assets. Meanwhile, Main Street gets squeezed out. And that's going to be achieved as long as we have higher for longer, middle class get squeezed out. And our economy is still accepting the new reality of the higher interest rates. That's why I believe Nvidia, although they reported breaking earnings, right, they still crashed by 8% today. And the big boys know. So we just look at this one. Jeff Bezos has just dumped 10 million Amazon shares, close to $1 billion worth. The U.S. consumer is finished for this cycle, shared by Ben Rickert. Now, this is interesting. You know, Jeff Bezos just moved from Washington State as well. In Washington State, one of the most worst, run states in the union for sure. And when you look at what they just implemented with a 7% capital gains tax, this is part of squeezing out the middle class and the poor, right? And they act like it's only on, the ultra wealthy, but that's not the case, right? I mean, if you have $1 million net worth, you're not like just living it up, right? You can't afford another 7%. As so many of you know with your 401k retirement accounts, and we're trying to figure out how do we protect this thing, because we can't afford to take another 7% capital gains tax when we go to sell, or another 10% hit just off of inflation. So think about this, right? You're getting your real values getting stripped away through inflation, but then also through taxes, which inflation is just another form of tax, essentially. So this is why Jeff Bezos has picked up his business, and he's moved on over to Florida now. He's moving to Miami. And I believe that they still don't have any income tax. We don't have an income tax in Washington State. It's illegal. It's illegal against our Constitution to have an income tax, but Governor Jay Inslee, he did a little workaround, his favorite type of deal, where he's now been able to introduce this capital gains tax, and then they ended up passing it within the state Congress as well. So this is another one of these states that is just pushing the people out who are real business entrepreneurs, capitalists. It's like the SEC driving crypto companies out of the US. These states are driving entrepreneurs and capital and investments out of their state as well too. They're just shooting themselves in the foot. Now, this is the data point that came out today was U.S. existing home sales. And folks, this is why we need to prepare right now. Right now is your opportunity to prepare for real estate. I know real estate doesn't get the headlines that an XRP pump video does, or an XRP to the moon, or I'm going to decode a riddle. That, real estate doesn't get as many views as that, but it impacts everyone. And that's why I've been highlighting the real estate asset class. I've been breaking it down. Residential versus commercial, different sectors and segments of commercial, dissecting the asset class completely, shooting it to you straight because I don't have any incentive. I just want you to be able to protect the wealth that you have in real estate. And when we start to see this market correct, and this is going to happen over the course of the next few years, this is a lagging asset class. So we have to keep our eyes on the prize. We have to be focused on the real data. And the real data is confirming what we've been warning about, which is that we're going back to the great financial crisis. And this time it's worse because it's not just real estate that's in a debt bubble, it's an everything bubble. But the real estate data confirms U.S. existing home sales drop in October to the lowest level since 2010. Improvement could come in a few months with fresh drop in mortgage rates, realtors say. Of course, this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to keep it real. We may actually see a pump in the next spring, by the way. I'll talk about that in a second. But of course, the realtors, the mortgage lenders that are still left standing, the mortgage lenders, basically there's, tens of thousands of them per month that are basically, getting laid off or going to do something else. It's actually shocking. And you're seeing that across the real estate sector as well. It's not pretty. And I know a lot of real estate, agents, mortgage brokers. I have many relationships with property managers, and times were very good, and they were kind of living it up. And there's some that prepared, many of them didn't, and so this is why they're getting squeezed out right now. So the realtors and the industry right now is saying that we may see a pickup in activity because mortgage rates are down. But you have to consider that just because the $600,000 home is going to cost you $4,100 versus $4,400, it's still unaffordable. It's still unattainable by a long shot. And prices need to come down significantly at these mortgage rates for us to get a deal done for most Americans, right? And the ones that do own property, right, and are locked in, they're not going to be picking up and moving their bags anytime soon. They can't, because you can't replace. And this is confirmed, right, with existing home sales drop in October to the lowest level since 2010. The activity has fallen off. It has just gone dead in many areas. Commercial is obviously the worst. Some residential markets are still rocking and rolling. Okay, but let's read through a couple of those data points here. U.S. existing home sales fell 4.1% in October to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 3.79 million, the National Association of Realtors said Tuesday. Sales have fallen for 5 straight months and are now at their lowest level since the summer of 2010. They are down 14.6% from a year ago. Now, I remember sharing a data point with you guys about mortgage demand falling to not levels that were seen in 2010. No, much worse. Falling to levels not seen since 1994. And this is what I'm talking about. The data is confirming our worst fears, or if you're prepared for this opportunity, maybe your most beautiful dream. I know our community is going to take advantage of this. We cannot wait. The inventory of homes for sale at the end of October was 1.15 million units, up 1.8% from September, but down 5.7% from a year earlier. So although units are picking up month to month, compared to last year, we are down 5.7%. This is why we may see prices actually bump into spring of next year, because we still don't have enough supply. We've been talking about this, right? For residential real estate and markets, good quality neighborhoods, prices are still going up because families are desperate to get into these markets. They want to get out of these cities that are going to hell in a handbasket, and they want to move to the burbs. And that's why some of the burbs around these cities are still going up by 5 to 10% year over year. And we don't have supply. So you still have bidding wars in some of these cities right now. Unsold inventory was at a 3.6 month supply, basically 3.5 month supply at the current sales pace, up from 3.4 months in September and 3.3 months in October 2022. So inventory is, really just sitting and growing. The median price for an existing home was $391,800, up 3.4% from October 2022. This is the 4th straight month of year-over-year price gains. So this is what we're talking about, right? The prices are still going up. First-time buyers accounted for 28% of sales in October, up slightly from 27% in the prior month. So we still have some first-time home buyers, but many are still stuck on the sidelines right now. All cash sales accounted for 29% of transactions in October. There's still cash. This is the thing. And Wall Street still has money. Even though they're taking losses, they're taking big losses, there's some that are still sitting, they're just flush with cash. Like, look at Warren. Warren's sitting on 150 billion cash, just living up life. Warren the Buffett doesn't give a you know what. He's living up life, sitting on cash in short-term T-bills, right? And he's just flipping these T-bills for 5%, and as long as he, makes that, he's happy as a clam. There's still plenty of cash in this system. A third of home buyers are paying all cash as mortgage rates stay high. So what he's talking about, there's still plenty of cash. The big picture, sales were hurt by elevated mortgage rates, which hit a 20-year high in October. 20-year high on mortgage rates. And a continued lack of inventory, home sales for 2023 could be the lowest in 30 years. Home sales at the lowest in 30 years. Mortgage demand is at its lowest in 30 years. So that's where we're at on real estate. The real estate reset is already here. And folks want to cherry pick like hot markets that are still going up, as we've covered. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, still going up, right? There's cities across the Midwest still going up, still having a good time. And then there's cities like Austin that are down 18% from the peak of 2022. So the real estate reset is here. I hope you guys are getting ready. We've been talking about some real estate deals in my private group. So if you want to get tapped in over there, it's through my website, zachrector.com. But I hope that we can help as many folks as possible get ready for this real estate opportunity, because real estate combined with crypto, and if you know how to run your own business, or you can invest in, some solid businesses during this opportunity, the sale of a lifetime, you're going to have a generational wealth opportunity, that you've been able to accumulate during this run up. Now, this is the real data that I'm talking about that they want to strip. What we're looking at right here is, compared to a year ago, the CPI for rent spiked by 8.2% in October, up from 7.3% in September, and the biggest year-over-year spike since April of 1983. So for spike in rentals in Canada, we're going to data from the 1983, from the 80s. Rent isn't a discretionary item that people can easily choose to forego if it gets too expensive. It's an essential, and it is on a crazy scare spike, not matched by wages or anything else. Rent inflation has become a relentlessly worsening problem for Canadians. Canada rent CPI percentage change from a year ago, right? This is levels that we have not seen since 1983. Guys, this is a real estate reset confirmed, right? It's absolutely confirmed. Real estate reset doesn't mean that every market goes down, every market crashes. No. The Midwest of America is chilling. Vancouver, BC, lower BC, one of the most jacked up markets I've ever seen. And I was just up there again this weekend. One of the most jacked up markets I've ever seen. And these cities amaze me. As I drive through, we drive through the lower east side of Vancouver, through Zombie Town. Holy smokes. We drive through Zombieland, The Walking Dead, and then, just a couple blocks right down the road, you're in the financial market, the financial district, and there's more freaking money than they know what to do with. I mean, it is the discrepancy. And like I said, this is only going to continue. The way that this thing's set up, and this data point right here, you see why I'm rounding up to 10% for what my expectations for inflation? Well, when you look at Canada rent CPI, it's 8.2%. Now, what do? The economists? Well, let's just strip that out. Even though that is an absolute necessity. If you don't include housing, shelter, energy, used cars in your CPI, in whatever inflation gauge you're talking about, you're wasting our time. And everything that matters is at 10%. You might as well round up to 10%. Right? And this is the situation at hand. I don't think that it gets better immediately. I think this thing tightens up across this winter. This winter is going to be a squeeze, even with mortgage mortgage rates dropping down from 8% down to 7.3. It's still not affordable. It's still not attainable. You will see a little bit of activity potentially pick up, but there's still just such a lack of inventory. And so activity is relatively slowed down, and it's going to continue to slow down on a massive scale. What we could see is a spring bump, and I'm going to drop another video on this later, another real estate update where I can break this down further, because this is going to be a fake out. This is going to be a real estate fake out that gets a lot of people caught up. And what I'm worried about is it's going to get a lot of millennials and folks my age, first-time home buyers, set in a trap, right? They're going to be buying a falling knife, essentially, that a drowning out investment that comes out for one last gasp of air before it goes down. And like I said, not all markets are created equal. So we're not going to see a crash in every single market, but you need to be prepared for your own situation, for putting a roof over your head, whether you're going to be a renter, whether you're going to buy, or whether you're going to be the biggest, real estate investment player. We need to understand how this economy and the macroeconomic data relates to the real estate data, and how that's going to relate to what's really taking place in Main Street in your town. Not all markets are created equal. Not all sectors and segments of real estate are going to be impacted the same. So I got another real estate update coming for you guys on that one. But without further ado, let's get into tonight's main topic, the cryptocurrency update, CZ, the next chosen crypto sacrifice that is currently happening. And this has been breaking all today. We now see that the Department of Justice came out, and there's a reason why I put Janet No Telling Yellen, with her little smiling face. And my favorite part of this conference that they did was Janet Yellen calling it Binance. Instead of calling it Binance, she was calling it Binance, right? She was missing the I. Binance. And that was my favorite part of the whole thing, because I'm just thinking, leave it to Janet No Telling Yellen to not even be able to pronounce the company's name right. It's like Maxine Waters calling it Bitcom, or, what are we doing? This is our Secretary of Treasury. But boy, oh boy, were they so excited to come out today, folks, for the next crypto sacrifice. And remember, we warned last year. We said, guys, watch out in the crypto space. Big ones coming up here in November. Watch out. Sure enough, it was Sam Bankman-Fried in November of last year. I didn't know it was going to be Sam Bankman-Fried. I was still, it could have been Binance, could have been Tether. We're still watching all that. Sure enough, 1 year later here in 2023, the next chosen sacrifice, CZ, Binance. And we see here today, the Department of Justice and Treasury with Janet No Telling Yellen, they were so excited to come out. This is a record fine collection for the Department of Treasury. We see the OFAC also gets a check too. There's plenty of money to go around here, and they're so excited about this one. It's over 4.3 billion total. I think it actually approaches about 5 billion by the time all of this gets racked up. It's truly incredible. Department of Justice officially indicts CZ and Binance, claiming they allowed ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and Hamas to illegally transact on its platform under U.S. sanctions. So it was the best of both worlds, right? Not only are they reporting a record fine collection, but they're also stopping the big bad boogeymans, right? ISIS, Al-Qaeda, all these groups, right? They're stopping the big bad guys, right? So they were so elated to come to the podium here today and update us on this one. Binance agrees to pay $4.3 billion to settle case with the U.S. government. And so they bend over, they settle up, unlike Ripple. Unlike Ripple, that was willing to go all the way. And we may still see the Ripple case go all the way to the Supreme Court. If Ripple wants to take it, they want to fight the institutional sales. There's nothing stopping it from going all the way up. Absolutely. Now, we wouldn't see that case get filed out, finished up for a long time. And the law of the land, remember, the law of the land, at least until like 2026, is that XRP in and of itself is not a security. So don't forget that. I don't think that they have any plans of going after XRP any further, though. They've already been smacked so hard. They already got their interlocutory appeal denied. And now they get it towed around with, talking about $4 billion, collecting $1 billion checks. Are you kidding me? And this is what's been so interesting, is the whole space wanted to come after Ripple, wanted to come after XRP and give us a whole bunch of crap. And this is a testament to you guys, your conviction, your faith, and your research and your investment, because that work that you put in, not just watching me, but the additional research that I'm sure you've done, you got you to a point where you could withstand it just like Ripple did. And what Ripple was able to do was able to cut a really fat check too, right? Over $200 million in legal fees. And instead of bending over, instead of rolling over, right, like Kraken did, like Binance is doing right now, Ripple actually fought and they won. And the facts and the circumstances around XRP, as Judge Torres put in her ruling very clearly, she was only looking at the facts and the circumstances around XRP. So this is what we've been warning about. We've been warning about this moment. FTX was a little funny operation. We saw that. That was a funny and a very interesting operation. We looked at 99% of crypto, just like Brad Garlinghouse told us. When Brad Garlinghouse told us that 99% of crypto was going to go away, we said, okay, Brad Garlinghouse is the CEO of basically the digital central bank of the new financial system, maintaining control of XRP, the new world reserve, digital currency. When Brad comes out and says something, he's not joking around. He's not making a comment for a meme. He's saying something because he means it. So when he said 99% of crypto is going to go away, we said, okay, we started to take a look. Now, it led us down this path of questioning Binance, of questioning Tether, of questioning Ethereum. Now, we've been vindicated on Ethereum. Have we been vindicated on Tether? Yes. New York Attorney General already proved in a court of law that they were deceptive and a fraudulent scheme. And they're not done either. They're not out of the clear either. Binance, we were always worried about them. We always talked about the wash trading, the manipulation, about the war between CZ and Sam Bankman-Fried, right? It became very clear last year with the war between Sam Bankman-Fried and CZ. And there was an interesting tweet put out by Kim.com last year, and I remember it like it was yesterday. And he said, it was last year in November, or it was right after Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX collapsed. And he said, this is going to be a problem for CZ. I'm not giving a direct quote, but he essentially said, CZ's in trouble. You don't take out the second largest donor to the Democratic Party without having major repercussions. And I remember that tweet like it was yesterday, and it was just one short year ago when FTX was collapsing, and Kim.com put out that tweet. And sure enough, here we come, and CZ is deciding to step down, and he is also going to be facing 18 months in prison as part of his plea deal with the U.S. government. So he may actually have to do some prison time. Maybe he will be cell partners with Sam Bankman-Fried, right? Now, we already see the cascading liquidations taking place, and 1.3 billion in user funds withdrawn from Binance following U.S. government indictment. Now, I'm going to actually have to pull up by BNB real quick. Now, I can't remember. Binance did pump, what was that? That was yesterday. BNB did pump yesterday. Let's go to BNB Tether. We'll pull that one from the Binance exchange. Yeah, so BNB did collapse here today. So it was yesterday when basically it went below 240, but then it pumped after the news that he was potentially going to be settling up. And it basically went up to about 270, right? That was yesterday, Monday. And then today they finish off the pump up to about, what is that, 271 right there. Up above 270 before it gets taken out down here, back down to about 224. And at the time of this recording, about 8 o'clock on the West Coast, that's 11:18 on the East Coast, approaching midnight here in the United States of America, we are looking at a $234 Binance. So Binance already getting hit, and 1.3 billion in user funds withdrawn. And I want to tell you guys why this is the next sacrifice, why this has to be done, why short-term this is bearish, but long-term this is fantastic. This is the best thing. We've been waiting for this. Please rip the Band-Aid off. Stop playing with us. Just go kill Tether. Go kill whoever we have to kill, right? It's clear. You guys want to launch Operation Choke Point. You want to say that every crypto is, a crypto asset security. Okay, we'll fight you in court. File all your lawsuits. These guys will fold. That's fantastic. Let's just get this over with, right? And so this is part of it. It had to be this way. But I'll tell you what the interesting thing with this deal is. They knew that they were allowing the funding to ISIS, Hamas, and they also were funding trafficking. I did hear Janet Yellen did mention that they were funding trafficking too, and bad stuff. And we've talked about this. The US dollar is by far the most used currency for illicit activity, by far. We understand that. But perception is reality, and they get to come to the podium. And the reason why I put sacrifice in the title is because this is how they live by. This is what they live for, is sucking our energy out, giving, propping us up, pumping Bitcoin all the way up to 38,000. And who was calling bull trap rally? Who was saying we're about to get sacrificed? They're faking us out. BlackRock, Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, knows what he's doing when he says that cryptocurrencies are going to transcend traditional currencies. We know that CZ forever has said that your funds are secure. Well, your operation, as you know, it is done, right? I mean, it will still exist. Binance is going to go on. It will get cleaned up, and maybe it will return to the number one spot. Maybe it'll, prove all the haters wrong, like myself, right? And I'm not really a hater. My thing is, I want to be an adult. I understand. Let's have responsible digital asset markets, just like we do with the traditional space. And I would actually prefer to get a lot of the manipulation out. I think a lot of the derivatives and a lot of the, toxic derivative exposure that we have in the naked short selling, it's not healthy. I would love to actually have real derivatives backed up by, what's supposed to be backing those derivatives. So this is part of what has to be cleaned up, but here's the problem. This is one of the biggest exchanges that was manipulating and pumping Bitcoin, and they were using Tether and they were using Binance USD. And so this is going to squeeze them up, and the real profit, and a lot of the profit that they were making was because they were allowing a lot of this activity to go through. Consider this. If they're paying a $4 billion fine, they weren't, golly, if this was going towards these bad guys could have built a whole new country. $4 billion fine? How much money were they moving, right? So it's a lot of money. A $4 billion fine is no joke. And the problem is coming up with $4 billion cash, even for a company in Binance that, is showing billions of dollars of profit. It's one thing to be showing billions of dollars of profit, and it's one thing to cut a check and for that check to clear for $4 billion. Now, they do have like a timeline, 6 months to pay it off. They do have an extended time to pay it off, but without their tools of manipulation and how they were really making big profits, how do you make that to go through? And they were doing a bunch of wash trading, the manipulation, everything that was going on with Binance was just very clear. We were watching how Binance USD was getting printed in massive chunks at the beginning of this year. And that actually started the Bitcoin bull run, was Binance USD getting printed, a bunch of Tether's been printed. And what you've been seeing this year is a bunch of new stable coins continually getting dropped, basically showing up on the scene. They pump a few, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, or even $1 billion. And then they just basically pumping one stable coin after another. Binance USD, without their ability to do their manipulation, I'm interested to see them cut this check for $4 billion. Especially talking, I don't know how much of a fee they're collecting when you go to withdraw your assets. Maybe they're not collecting any fee. But, where's their money going to come from if users are already pulling 1.3 billion in the first day? We'll see if they can handle it. I'm not really questioning their solvency too much. It is something to be worried about. As always, we've always said that these exchanges are not your friends. These exchanges are not to be trusted to do your business and then get your assets onto your own custody solutions. That's what we've always preached. That's what we've always been about. That's what I've always done. I've never used Binance, but we've always had our concerns. Sure enough, they come forward, they bend over. And the thing is, they're going to be reporting. I want to make one final point on this. All the activity that was happening, the illicit activity, they caught them all. It's a joke that folks think that they're getting away with any of this using these blockchain technologies, whether it's Bitcoin. Just look at the example yesterday. They froze $225 million worth of Tether. It was the biggest freeze that they've ever issued. And so this is what's happening. It's all being tracked. It's all being traced. And just because you got away with it on Binance, what do you think that CZ is doing right now that he just got a sweetheart deal? He's going to probably do not much jail time. He's going to get off with paying a fine and getting to walk. It's because he's going to rat out all of the terrorists, all of the activity that was happening on his platform. And, that's why I know that there's a lot of folks that just don't want to be tracked or traced and all that. I get that. Why do you think I got offline assets? I don't use crypto to go anonymous, So I don't do any privacy coins. I don't really do anything. Everything I do is on the up and up. I'm not hiding from anybody. I put out content on a daily basis. I don't get to hide anymore, right? I'm in the public space every damn day. So I don't get to hide. So everything I do is on the up and up. But for many, right, they thought that they were getting away with this, but they were using blockchain technology. I'm just like, they're going to have billions upon billions to collect from this space. They're going to have so much to go after and collect, but this is necessary. And so short term, I expect this to be bearish because this is going to be liquidity drying up, getting squeezed out. Binance was the largest exchange for almost every cryptocurrency's trading volume, including XRP. And I'm watching XRP flows out of Binance right now as well. As we've always said, we got our XRP offline. We've secured the bag offline on these digital assets for our long-term holdings. We do use these exchanges, and I always have, talked about having multiple options for exchanges as well. So that's another thing to consider. Now, I do have resources for the community listed at my website, zachrector.com, from exchanges and wallets. Also, we do serve up precious metals as well. So if you need any of that, but like I said, I'm not friends with any of these. We're business partners. We're doing a deal, right? It's a transaction. Take my money, give me my XRP, and let me get it off your platform. Thank you very much for doing business. I'll be back. Trust me. I'm going to need you guys, but I'm going to need to secure it too. And that's why I like what Uphold's done here recently with their Uphold Vault, that they've allowed for the XRP community to get in on this first, where you get to basically self-custody, basically in partnership with Uphold, where basically you're self-custodying, but they have like one of 3 keys or secret phases for your wallet. It's a way to safe prove it so that even if you mess up, they still have one way to get in or something like that. They're also doing a big giveaway right now. I hate to mention that because there's so many giveaway scams. But anyways, just go to if you're looking to get XRP or use Uphold, that's my favorite exchange right now. And you can just go to my website, zachrector.com, and I have links for Uphold, Coinbase. I think we have Qcoin too, and a few others for the wallets as well. So take advantage of that. Those are all community resources available at my website, zachrector.com. One final point on Binance from Stuart Alderati, the chief legal officer from Ripple. The Binance resolution of anti-money laundering, etc. violations is a necessary step to bring the crypto industry into compliance with these important laws and safeguards. Big banks all went through some version of this years ago. As I was saying, this is bearish short term, but long term, this is part of what we have to go through to be accepted as a legitimate industry. Importantly, nowhere does the Department of Justice suggest that Binance committed securities law violations or even suggest that the assets traded on its platform are securities. That's big, right? So, and as he notes out right here, Gary Gensler was not on stage. The Treasury and the CFTC, right? That's who it was. It was the Treasury, the CFTC, and OFAC, along with the Department of Justice, that brought forward this Binance deal. The SEC did not and was glaringly absent from the stage today. This sends a clear message that the agency under Gensler has not only become an outlier globally, but an outlier within its own government. Boy, do we love to see it. The SEC just keeps on losing, nowhere to be seen. And you know how left out Gary felt, right? As they're collecting billions of dollars, Janet Yellen can't even say it right. Binance. Hey, I'll tell you what. Doesn't matter if she can say Binance correctly, because I know she can say billions correctly, and they're so happy to collect $4 billion, and it's even more than that, right? Doesn't matter if she can say Binance. She can say billions, and they were so happy. While Gary, he's sitting at home probably watching. Oh boy, they left me out. Oh boy, gotta love it. This sends a clear message that the agency under Gensler has not only become an outlier globally, but an outlier within its own government. Everybody hates Gary, essentially, right? Everybody just thinks that Gary's really just failing, dropping the ball. And actually, the corruption at the SEC is criminal, from what we've uncovered, right, with the Ethereum Free Pass. It's not even a laughing matter. We really need to see a subpoena should have been issued a long time ago. And yeah, the SEC, like a petulant child who can't stand being ignored, tweeted that its misguided suit against Kraken at 3 Eastern today, the exact time the Department of Justice press conference regarding Binance was scheduled to begin. Truly secondhand embarrassment at this juvenile behavior. Stu goes so hard. I absolutely love Stuart. He just steps up and calls it like it is, no holding back. When the chief legal officer, when the lawyer signs off on it, then you know you're good to talk about this, right? Truly secondhand embarrassment at this juvenile behavior, right? The left out one trying to get attention, putting out a little tweet. Remember, the SEC's fabricated term crypto asset securities is nowhere to be found in the Department of Justice case against Binance because it has no meaning under the law. The courts have been very clear that tokens themselves are not securities, and never in the Howey test has the underlying asset been a security either. So just like Stu says here, They have no meaning under the law when they throw out their term crypto asset securities. Although in the Kraken case, we will get to see them fight this out. And this is what I'm excited for. Just like Binance going down, getting cleaned up, I'm excited to see this lawsuit against Kraken because they're alleging that 16 of these cryptos, and of course they didn't include Ethereum, right? These 16 cryptos are in and of themselves investment contracts, and they include the Bittrex, they include the Coinbase, and they include the Binance lawsuits as well. And we see that Jesse Powell right here and Kraken, what they did is they already settled charges for their staking program. They paid a $30 million fine to the SEC for their staking program. They already bent over, rolled over, cut the check for $30 million, and they thought they were good. And that was a fatal mistake, because now they turn around and Jesse Powell right here says the message is clear. 30 million buys you about 10 months before the SEC comes around to extort you again. Lawyers can do a lot with 30 million, but the SEC knows that a real fight will likely cost 100 million. As we see here with Binance, it's costing Binance 4 billion. Invaluable time. If you can't afford it, get your crypto company out of the US war zone. Yeah. And I love to see it. Our good friend Fred Rispoli from the XRP community. Maybe you should ask Marco what he was doing with that 30 million settlement. Maybe you should file a brief with HODL Law in our Ninth Circuit case where we sued the SEC. And this is what I'm talking about. God bless Fred Rispoli. He's one of the great lawyers that's been helping us out in the XRP community understanding our case, but also putting up a fight because the damages are massive. And so instead of bending over and just taking it from the SEC, we have been putting up a fight. We have been building our case. And God bless Fred Rispoli for suing the SEC in the Ninth Circuit. May God be with him. I think it's time to get Fred Rispoli back on the show. God bless him. This is what we've been doing. While the rest of the space, not only have they just bent over, rolled over, and given up, they made fun of us. They thought that we had a case here, but we didn't. The facts and the circumstances, right, for XRP are very clear. And we won. And Ripple won. And now everybody else is getting sued. Now everybody else is crying. Now everybody else wants to complain about the SEC. Where have you been? Why haven't you shared out ETHgate? Why haven't we had this conversation? And now we're supposed to feel bad? No. This is part of the cleanup that has to take place. I'm super excited to see it underway. Do I think that it's warranted a $4 billion fine to Binance? I don't know, but apparently Binance thinks it's worthwhile. So to each their own. It's every crypto project for themselves out here. The facts and circumstances around your crypto project. The facts and the circumstances around your exchange, your business. We've always had the facts on our side. We also have the timeline that's been without any dispute. Now the timeline, now our facts, now our great grand conspiracy theory that we were called lunatic whack jobs for. We've been vindicated on all points. And now everyone else, it's time for them to get sacrificed. Meanwhile, we got to see both sides of the coin, and that's what we do here. We go through all the bad. We get through the crypto sacrifice and all the bad, but we see the other side of the coin, which is what's taking place with the real institutional adoption that's taking place with Ripple and with the XRP ecosystem. Let me know in the comments. Did you guys see the video that I dropped this morning on the company Credify that is basically offering the ability for folks to collateralize their cryptocurrency for loans? And they have decided to implement the XRP ledger into their business model. This is a partnership with the XRPL, a partnership that is not with Ripple, right? We've been covering hundreds of Ripple partnerships over the years, and it hasn't moved price that much, right? Sometimes price goes down after a big partnership with Ripple's announced. Well, I'll tell you what, those Ripple partnerships, they're about to start using XRP, and they're about to start using the XRPL DEX and the AMM, and that is going to start moving price. Just a little warning on that one. Don't be faked out, right? But today's video this morning that I dropped was in regards to the major announcement that we got yesterday that Credify had decided themselves, not a partnership with Ripple, they just decided themselves to integrate the XRP ledger into their business model. And what's so exciting is that we see this is just one day after another. Every single week, we've been getting major partnerships, major adoption with the XRP ledger, with Ripple, and with Medico. So this one here today, announced by Adrian Treccani, the founder and CEO of Medico. Today, we take our long-standing history of partnership between Medico and BBVA Switzerland to new heights, as we continue to enable together awarded digital asset commercial offerings that fit the unique requirements of individuals and institutions. Oh, that's a word that I love right there. Institutions. We are grateful for the continued trust shown by BBVA throughout the years. We remain committed to pioneering financial innovation and delivering delightful customer experiences together. Congratulations to the teams involved for their client-centric approach to excellence, a hallmark of this successful migration. Medico accelerates its growth momentum as it expands its ability to both win new mandates from the biggest banks in the world. Folks, this is not a little payment provider in humdrum country that you've never heard of. This is the biggest banks in the world, biggest banks in Switzerland. I'm about to show you guys this is a tier 1 bank in Switzerland. Thank you very much. As long as the deal and along with the deal with HSBC, how about it? Medico accelerates its growth momentum as it expands its ability to both win new mandates from the biggest banks in the world, as well as to work closely with them to bring commercial offerings to market, leveraging technology underpinned by the highest standards of security and reliability of compliance, internal control, and cybersecurity processes and systems. Read more on the BBVA's website. Well, huge shout out to Medico here for putting together a little thread that basically summarizes the deal. BBVA Switzerland has expanded its partnership with Medico as it seeks to accelerate its digital asset offerings to institutional clients. BBVA in Switzerland was the first tier 1 bank in the Eurozone to provide custody and trading services for cryptocurrencies under a combined portfolio across traditional and digital assets. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. This service was previously awarded the Salent Model Wealth Manager 2022 accolade. As part of the extended relationship, BBVA Switzerland successfully migrated its digital assets operations to the latest version of Medico Harmonize, which is trademarked, consumed as a software as a service model, and fully integrated into Avaloq. What is this? Avaloq core banking system. Okay. This will allow BBVA to further develop its digital asset capabilities, and it will allow the bank to support future business use cases in the realm of digital assets, such as expansion into institutional digital asset services. Alfonso Gomez, CEO of BBVA in Switzerland, highlights, quote, "Our partnership with Medico, which will fully integrate our existing infrastructure with Avaloq, allows us to stay ahead of the market, offering the most secure and compliant infrastructure. And oh, by the way, if you want the best liquidity in the world, we actually were just acquired by Ripple. And so here's the phone number to get in contact with their business development team, and they can get you onboarded to ODL within the month. And maybe they can even do it sooner than that. But that's the conversation that's taking place right now, folks. Folks, this is it. This is what we've been waiting for. Clean up, sacrifice, come to the podium, and cheerlead the fact that you're collecting $4.3 billion. Binance is going to pay us billions of dollars, and we can all celebrate that fact. That's great. It had to be done. And I don't feel bad for the crypto bros that couldn't see it coming. We put out the warnings for the last 2 years that this was coming, that, hey, Brad Garlinghouse is saying 99% of crypto goes away. You know, even if he's halfway right, what does that mean? What are the implications for that? Well, it's what we're seeing right now. We're well underway. And this is taking a look at both sides of the coin. On one side, a reality that it has a massive cloud overhanging it of uncertainty, of new lawsuits, Operation Choke Point. Everybody's getting steered out of the US, right? And what's happening behind the scenes? The institutional money is getting ready to pour in, and the incumbent banking and Wall Street system, as we know it, is looking to control this whole new asset class. So on the other side, you have them working with Ripple, you have them working with other crypto companies, other crypto projects, of course, and they're seeing how they can integrate this technology into their existing infrastructure. They already have the clients. Their clients now want exposure to alternatives. You are going to see crypto absolutely explode. This could be the beginning of the next bull run. It looks like we've already set the bottom. So we will not go, lower than 15,000, even if we got killed down to 20,000. XRP goes down to 33 cents again. Thank you, God, for the opportunity. Here you go, Uphold. Take my money. I would love a lot more XRP, a lot more XLM, some more XDC. Maybe I'll take a look at a couple others, but probably not, just to be honest, right? And I'm going to scoop some more silver if silver's still on sale at that point too. And then we have our cash on the sidelines for real estate, and we're going to make sure that we take care of the family, and then we're going to build an investment portfolio. In business, we just continue to double down every single day, just like Ripple is looking to acquire their competition, to acquire other pillars to their infrastructure. That's what we're doing as well. Investing in our business, investing in our education, investing in our community. Your network is going to be your net worth. And show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. So get tapped in right now with us. It's my private group at zachrector.com. You sign up through Patreon to get access to Discord. One-on-one sessions are available for the time being. Eventually that will be cut off once again, because every time we open up one-on-one sessions, our schedule fills out. We have to close it down. And so if you want to talk to me one-on-one, I'm not going to give you any financial advice. Straight up. I'm not here to give you financial advice. But if you want to talk about ideas, you want to have questions on, whether it's wealth, whether it's crypto, whether it's precious metals, whether it's business, whether it's real estate, whether it's just life, whether you just want to say hi, it's available. That's all over at my website, zachrector.com, along with the rest of our crypto community resources. So please. The other thing that I want to say is I will not message any of you guys on social media platforms. Just be careful. I have to pull back. The only place to get in touch with me is through my website, zachrector.com, because there's so many scammers. So watch out. I don't have any trading platform. I'm not going to trade for you. Those are all scammers. I'm not going to DM you. So zachrector.com. That's it. Now let's get into, I have one more that I wanted to share with you guys, and then we'll get into Q&A. So guys, thank you for hanging out with me. We are not done. We're already at 1 hour and 7 minutes. I always go long, don't I? We are not done. We have not even finished our adult beverage. We still have an adult beverage to sip. So we're going to enjoy that together. Drop your questions and comments down below. I got one more thread to read through, and then we're going to get to Q&A. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. Okay. Now, I most recently just got on the big ice cube, the big square ice cube game. I've been meaning to do that for a while. Finally got myself a little ice tray. That is the way to drink some whiskey on ice. I tell you what, I was missing out on that. That is the way to do it. Appreciate everyone for stopping by. Let's roll. I got one more thread. This is big. It's just undeniable what's taking place. While the rest of the space is getting sacrificed, legitimate institutional money is coming in, and they're partnering up with Ripple, an American banker. One of the few outlets that's actually recognized Ripple and XRP. And that's just because American Banker, they just keep it real. Now, Ratha Kahneman put together this thread. Great info in American Banker article, quote, how Ripple is trying to reach new audiences. They are recasting RippleNet as Ripple Payments. Remember the rebrand? They've simplified. It's not XCurrent, it's not XVIA, it's not RippleNet, it's not ODL, it's just Ripple Payments. And now they have built-in compliance with 30 plus licenses, making it easier to be turnkey for businesses. We also have a new XRP Ledger DEX integration and simpler UI. So important that they are now using the DEX for their on-demand liquidity flows. That is actually going to move the price of XRP. Fascinating. They're now courting more than just TradeFi license biz. Quote, previously, the impact that our payment solution provided was limited to the types of customers we could serve, which were primarily licensed financial institutions, Barry said. Now we see a shift which reflects pursuing trade finance, which we saw at the end of year 2022. Quote, Ripple anticipates Ripple Payments used for digital invoices for imports, exports, and international supply chain payments. Other uses include payroll processing for staff or contractors. Now, as I've always said, folks want to box these cryptocurrencies into one use case. These are open source permissionless. One person's going to put real estate on Ledger. Another person's going to put their Pokemon cards on Ledger. Everybody's going to have their own unique use case and utility that they're going to get out of this ledger. And, you know, what we're seeing right now is that folks thought that XDC was the only one that was covering TradeFi. That's not the case. Trade finance is about a $19 trillion space. As I've always said, right, the $1 trillion problems turn me on. We're talking about a $19 trillion trade finance industry. And you're talking about imports, exports, international supply chain payments, all of it. And this also includes payroll processing for staff or contractors. So important. Notes the On-Afric tie-up connecting the GCC, which is the Gulf Cooperation Council, Australia, and UK. Also uphold as, quote, rating architecture makes it easier to move value between fiat and crypto across networks and provides access for a wide range of crypto liquidity venues globally. CBDC, the exchange. XRP's value fluctuates, but under sufficiently fast timescales may not be an issue, McPherson said, noting that CBDC platform probably makes Ripple flexible to work with any stablecoin. Ripple clearly sees the opportunity. They want to be the exchange. And now you guys know that we've had 6 governments and central banks that have announced their partnership with the XRPL and with Ripple. And we have another 4 that have not been announced. And we know that they're in conversations with an additional 20 central banks. So over 30 deals with governments and central banks worldwide. And Ripple clearly sees the opportunity. They want to be the exchange in between these CBDCs, right? The bridge currency XRP. Thoughts. Broadening is good. Perhaps its expansion beyond the closed doors of banking until liquidity is built. Illustrates how essential regulation and compliance is to their business. Africa, Gulf Cooperation Council, Southeast Asia is the real market. When Latin America? Well, they've already got on-demand liquidity was fired up in Latin America with Bitso, one of the largest exchanges in Latin America. I think actually the largest exchange within Latin America already was using on-demand liquidity. But yeah, those flows are going to be picking up right now as well. It's basically everywhere outside of the US, business is flourishing. Nice to see media outlet collect the threads fairly, no less. It remains preternaturally difficult for simple statements of strategy and intent to be laid out clearly by corporations. A little contrast of what it is and what was goes a long way. Absolutely. Putting this whole thing into context, and I'll tell you, in conclusion, what we have right now, crypto sacrifice, XRP ready to pump at any point and lead the way with real utility, with institutions that are already starting. As I put out in my tweet last night, this is starting a new trend of legitimate businesses and institutions that are not going to partner with Ripple. They're going to integrate the XRP ledger. They're going to pick up XRP, and maybe they'll go to to Ripple to do that. Maybe they will partner up with Ripple, but we're seeing a new trend of institutions and businesses that are saying, yes, the XRP ledger is what we need to integrate into our business. It is going to be a critical chain in this new system. It's going to help us with our business. Let's integrate it right now without the help of Ripple. And this is going to be a new trend, and this is what's going to move the price of XRP, the native asset for this ledger. This ledger is set to get additional utility after legal clarity, and while we are watching the rest of the space get bled out. Where do you think that money goes? Right? Where do you think the money goes when here we are years later? It took us years to even get Ethereum 2.0, and it was the biggest flop that we've ever seen in any, upgrade to the crypto space. You look at any upgrade that we've got in the crypto space, ETH 2.0 was probably one of the most disappointing, rollovers that we've ever seen, or rollouts, I guess I should say. It was one of the most disappointing rollouts that we've seen in the crypto space. And once again, the SEC is making their case that the crypto asset securities, including 16 coins like Filecoin, Atom, Cosmos, Algorand even. I thought that Algorand was friends with Gary Gensler, right? The CEO and founder of Algorand. I thought that he was friends. Well, I guess they're not cool enough. And Kraken, they haven't sued the company Algorand, but they are going after the exchange. It's very interesting. And we're going to see them make that case. And the problem is that I expect Kraken to roll over as well. and for them to just do another settlement, and maybe this one will have to be bigger. They got away with a $30 million check for their staking. They might have to do a $500 million check for the securities that they've been offering if they want to just roll over. And the problem with that is we don't get any clarity if that's what they do. So once again, folks, what we're watching right now, crypto sacrifice, it had to be this way. This is very bearish short term. Long term, XRP is getting ready to take the spotlight. And I'll let you guys take your guess, take your speculation on where it goes. Now, as I finish my adult beverage, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please tap it, please smack it. We really appreciate it when you like the video and drop your comment or question down below. I appreciate everyone for stopping by tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Let's get into your Q&A. Wholesale CBDCs good, retail CBDCs could be bad. That's the thing. Every country is going to have a rollout of CBDCs. In the United States, I think that we're going to have a big battle over the CBDC. There's a big resistance against CBDC here in the United States of America. Wish I bought Chainlink at $10. Think I missed out on that one, but XRP is the chosen one, so no biggie. Mega Man, it's tough to see these other cryptos go. I understand it. Even ones like Chainlink, probably are going to run up pretty well in this next bull run. For me, it's not interesting enough. But, diversification amongst real utility is where it's at for me. Utility with no counterparty risk, whether that's silver, whether you're picking up a 1 ouncer, whether you're picking up a 10 ouncer, maybe you're going to pick up more because you got the big bags. God bless you. Or whether we're talking about cryptocurrency, real utility with no counterparty risk. That's what I'm stacking right now. Because even, think about this. How many folks thought that they were making money? Whether we're talking crypto, whether we're talking stocks, whether we're talking real estate, everybody thought that their net worth was, something. Whether it was the peak of the real estate in 2022, whether it was the peak of the equities market, which we're kind of experiencing right now. Everybody thought that they were a winner, right? Everybody thought that their NFT of a Bored Ape was worth $1 million. Well, it's worth 50,000 now, right? So everybody thought everybody had a dream, and that's what it was. And it wasn't popular to bring folks back to reality, but that's what we do. Because we want folks to win in the long term. And we want people to be able to actually realize that value, realize that gain. And what I'm worried about right now is the liquidity drying up. So be very careful right now. Get your cryptos off the exchanges if you can, and you know how to self-custody. That is what I do. That is what many in our community do. It is one of the best practices in storing long-term positions in crypto. For me, most of my XRP is not going to be sold, so it's secure. It's buried in the treasure chest in the backyard, right? And it ain't coming out maybe ever, right? It's going to be buried with my silver in the backyard. I'm giving silver bars for Christmas this year. Aunt Lynn, I appreciate that. That reminds me, I should do something like that too. Jason asked me, what's my detailed exit strategy in 24 and 25? This would be very helpful. Cheers. Jason, that's a very great question. I need to update on my exit strategy because my positions have changed slightly. They really haven't changed too much. They've really just grown because we've been taking advantage, right? And I've been dollar cost averaging, and I really just hold the same stuff that I held last year when I did my exit strategy. But I already put out my exit strategy. If you look up my XRP exit strategy exposed or something like that is what I called it. But that was from a year ago. It's a long time ago. And so I need to update that. I'll do another one. But I can tell you very simply, because I just shoot it straight with you guys, and I have such a simple strategy. For XRP, for me, I'm looking at double digits to start taking profit. And really just trying to get my initial investment out and maybe a little something else. But 10 to 20 bucks. I think that there's a serious chance for XRP to actually run up to 20 bucks now during 2025 potentially. And that's why I titled this session CZ, the next crypto sacrifice before XRP pump, because This is the final moments of XRP below $1. This is the final moments of XRP below 60 cents. This is the final moments of XLM below 10 cents, which XLM's not below 10 cents right now. XLM's still at 11 cents. This is the final moments of XDC below 5 cents, right? And then we will never go to these prices once again. And actually, if you look at the trajectory that we're on, we very well could be back above $1 XRP going into the new year, or at the very beginning of the new year. The problem is there's there's more than a dozen black swan scenarios that can play out, and that I'm expecting at least one of them to actually come to fruition, or maybe a few. That's kind of actually how it's been since 22. It's not just one event. It's just one after another. And it's all adding up, and it's all compounding, and it's all distracting. And that's the problem, is that everybody's distracted. And even the folks that try to figure it out, if you listen to talking head pundits on CNBC, or if you listen to YouTube shills, they're not going to touch on what's really taking place. They're too worried about losing their sponsors. Pulse chain is cheap, yeah. How is Hex doing right now? Actually, I have the Hex chart. Let's take a look at the Hex chart. I do have it saved here. Hex got pumped 330% here recently. So Hex is down here to 0.005 cents. Taking a look at this one. Definitely took a big hit. And the FTT, the FTX token did pump yesterday. Of course it did. Leave it to crypto, right? The Binance is going down, and so what happens? FTX pumps. Leave it to crypto. Yeah, but I'm expecting by 2024 XRP, I think the XRP goes to new all-time high in 2024 for sure. I'm even willing to say that we could actually push towards double digits towards the end of the year into 2025. And it's been such a suppressed asset that the breakout can truly be massive. And guys, when we talk about going to $10 and beyond and $20, it is not going to last. I'm telling you right now, and I'm putting out the warning right now from the bottom of my heart, it is not going to last, okay? It's going to be a serious, serious pullback. There is going to be so much sell pressure. All things considered, world war taking place, recession, election, everything taking place, the next flu season, it's going to be significant, the pullback, the sell-off. Okay. And so just be prepared for that. When we talk about going to double digits, it's going to be a big, big pump. And just as equally, we are going to get that pullback. But the problem is, for folks that are looking to pick up these assets, is that when we do get a pullback, we're not coming back below down to these levels that we now see here today. Right? We're going to see a pullback, sure. But are we going to go back below $1? Are we going to go back below $5? Very well could, right? Up to $10, back down to $2. So for me, I'm going to sell off a little sliver, 5-10%, probably between 10 and 20 bucks. And my expectation is for the sell orders to not even go through. If I'm trying to sell a pump, a quick pump up to 13, 15 bucks, boy, if you don't have your limit order already placed on the exchange, it's going to be some. The other thing too is the psychological effect of us going up to 5 and 10 bucks. When that happens, our phones, for you guys that are OGs in the XRP community, and now family members and friends know that you hold XRP, you're going to want to turn off your phone. You're going to want to hit the hills, and you're going to go find a bunker like I am. That's a joke, but not really. But you're going to want to go off radar maybe, but your phone's going to be ringing off the hook because this is going to draw in everybody. This is how crypto always works. It's the same thing with Doge. It's the same thing with everything else, right? All these other cryptos, they get to these psychological numbers and they've already pumped thousands of percent, tens of thousands of percent. And that's when retail and dumb money starts to FOMO in, right? And this is what takes us even higher, right? This is what gets really crazy about XRP. It's like once we go back to all-time high, everybody's going to be like, oh, crap. Maybe they were right. Maybe it is going to go to 589. And so they're happy to buy it at $5 because they think that it's going to at least go to $10 and they can at least double up real quick. And because it's going to be happening so fast, you have to really put yourself in that moment. Think about it, mentally prepare yourself for this. It's going to be going so quick that folks are going to think, well, okay, we're up to an all-time high, but this thing just went to all-time high in 1 month. Remember 2017, 2018, when XRP went from 20 cents to $3.84 in a month? If we go do that again, everybody's going to say, okay, this time we're going to go double up again. So I can buy it at $3 because it's going to pump to $6 in the next week. That's what people are going to think. Perception is reality, and we might just do that. And then folks will be FOMOing in at $6. You see how this really builds up? But then we're going to get way overbought. Way overbought. And the thing will fold over. The thing will fall so hard. And that's what I'm so excited for, is not just the run up to $10, not just the run up to $20, but just like I'm talking about with the crypto sacrifice and CZ being the next one. Get it over with. It's the same thing with XRP. Get it over with. Let's go to $10 and then let's come back down to $3 and then let's set the new floor at $3 and then we can start building from there, right? And then during the next cycle, we'll be going up to $50 XRP. And then during the next cycle, we'll be going up to $100 XRP, right? This is going to happen over time in waves, but what I'm excited for, what I'm looking forward to next is that next wave up to $10, back down to $3. Then one more pump, maybe we go up to $15. Maybe we go up to $20. Then we come back down to $5 and we set a new floor at $5. I'll be happy as a clam. And the reason why I'll be happy as a clam is because I can take my XRP at that point and I'll be able to go to this platform like Credifi that just integrated the XRPL yesterday. I dropped that video this morning. If you missed it, go check it out. It's a long one. It's a 30-minute video after I've already gone live here for an hour and a half tonight. I always go long with my content because we got a lot to put in. It's about a partnership, a Credifi company that's looking to allow folks to collateralize your XRP, your cryptocurrency, and leverage it, basically give it out to loans. And they're going to be giving loans to businesses, small to medium enterprises all throughout Europe. And they're integrating the XRP ledger. And so this is the future opportunities that we're going to have. And so I'm going to take my $5 XRP. After XRP goes to $20 and then it comes back down to $5, I'll say, thank you very much. We've cleaned out, 90% of this space has sold out and they're gone, right? They're gone. And grown men will weep, right? We were told that a long time ago, right? Grown men will weep. Boys, girls, whatever you want to call yourself, you're going to be crying. I'm probably going to be crying with you guys. I'll be crying, oh, my XRP sale order at $10 didn't go through. It's going to be brutal. But we're going to clear out that liquidity, and then we start to build, and then we have a new base. And with that base alone, because we've acquired a bag of XRP, even at $5 and $10, it gives us something to start to leverage. Whether we want to go buy our first investment property in real estate, whether you guys want to be able to quit your job, whether you want to be able to get out of debt, whether you want to start your own business, which is what we should be talking about. For me, the best opportunities and what I'm going to be doing is private equity and private equity in companies that I don't control real estate deals that we do control and business ventures that we also control, right? So you're talking private equity companies like Ripple, where I'm not in control, but that's an opportunity. It's private equity before a company goes public. Real estate opportunities that we are in control of, or, you know, we even if we aren't in control, right? Real estate investments. And then I prefer being in control, right? I'm already someone who runs my own business, so I like being in control. And we're putting together our team right now for real estate. Now, on real estate and then businesses that we're in control of, right? So it's basically just businesses, it's real estate, and then private equity for me. For you, if you have another opportunity, that's fantastic. I'm also going to be looking at, the other one that I'm looking at right now is private equity in the energy, in the mining companies for precious metals and natural, you know, commodities and resources. As we just covered here at the very beginning of this episode, the commodities are already starting to break out. So that's another one that I'm looking at. But what I'm most likely going to be doing is I'm going to go to the bank, and I don't care. Or let's say this, I'm going to be going to the AMM, and I'm going to go park some XRP over there. Let's just say, for example, you got, 10,000 XRP that you want to go take to the AMM. Maybe that alone is going to be, you know, providing you a return that you can live off of. Who knows, right? This is going to be a competitive landscape and DeFi space on the XRP Ledger ecosystem. Be careful, because there are going to be downright scams, and there's going to be projects and liquidity pools that won't be sustainable. Liquidity pools that get rug pulled. So we got to be safe. And I'll be updating you guys with my AMM due diligence. I'm going to be putting out a video on how we can do our due diligence on the AMM liquidity pools so that we don't get rugged. So that's something I'm going to be putting together as we approach. We're getting closer to the AMM. Let me go check the most current tally. I do see that we did get a super chat. Huge shout out to Tom Thumb for dropping the super chat here. Really appreciate that, Tom. Oh, shoot. I almost missed it. That's a 20 spot from Tom. Thank you so much, my friend. Does anybody remember laughter? Tom, I try to add a laugh here and there. I try to give a joke, even if it's a dad joke. I try to get one in here every once in a while. And for me, I do like to have fun. As we cover a lot of this, it's not all doom and gloom for me. It's actually really exciting. It's edge of the seat excitement when I think about the wealth that we're going to be building, the businesses that we're going to be buying, the private equity deals that we're going to get to invest in, the real estate that we're going to be able to pass on down to our children, the precious metals that we're going to get to be able to bury in our backyard. And like I said, whether XRP, okay, I'm just using this as an example. Remember, XRP goes to $20, comes back down to $5 and settles. Okay, I'm going to go to Bank of America or whoever is left standing after the banking collapse. I don't care who it is. Somebody's going to be willing to collateralize my XRP, and I'm going to be able to take out a loan against that to go buy a business, to go buy real estate, to go do a deal. And that's what we can take a look at right now as far as our next move after XRP goes to the moon. Hopefully we can sell off at $10 and $20, and I pray that we can all sell the exact top, but that's not how it works. And we know that the exchanges always go crashing. The liquidity always dries up every time XRP pumps, even when XRP pumps to $1. So what do you think what do you think is going to happen to the liquidity on these exchanges when XRP goes to $10? And so I pray that we can all sell the top, but that's not reality. So I pray that we can sell close to the top, take some profits if that's what you want to do. If that's your plan, I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm just explaining how I'm going to be moving and how I think about this psychologically and how I'm mentally preparing myself for us to all be coming onto a live show here in 2 years or a year, and we're going to be crying because our sell orders didn't go through at $20 XRP and we're back down to $5. I mean, you can do the calculations with your bag, and it hurts to think about that. What you would be worth at $20 XRP versus what you're worth at $5 XRP. But I'll tell you what, it's better than what we're worth at 50 cent XRP. And like I said, We got to clean up and then we can start to build. And XRP is already going to be in the lead because we have legal clarity. And we already have Ripple that has been spearheading the effort of institutional and legitimate businesses coming to the XRP ledger. So that's why we're in the perfect spot right now. Now, I see that we got about 589 in the chat. If you guys haven't already, please like the video and let's keep the Q&A session going. I got to finish off. Maybe I should go get another adult beverage. What do you guys say? Am I still buying Reaper? TJ, no, I am not, but I'm still getting my drip funds. So I guess I am already making passive income off my Reaper, right? We're getting our little drip in from that. That's good. The reason why I like that one pays an XRP. So I like that about Reaper. That's a good deal. Maybe I should get Patrick back on the show too. You know, every time I have Patrick on, he always surprises me with what he's been building out over there at Reaper. I consider Patrick a good friend. Missy says yes to another adult beverage. Oh boy, you guys are such a bad influence. Aunt Lynn, I appreciate you too. Good to see you. Duel, what's going on? The King Crazy Kid 14. How's XPR? Oh boy. Oh boy. You talking XPR or XRP? Pinky in the air. You know how we do it, Peaceful. Crypto getting boring, but still hodling. You know, I mean, you guys in your usernames, how do you come up with these usernames? It's truly unbelievable. You know what I mean. Crypto getting boring. I feel you, man. The thing is, crypto's not getting boring, actually. If you look around, it's just, we're having to sober up in the crypto space. We're having to swallow an inconvenient pill, an inconvenient truth when it comes to the cryptocurrency space. And it's a bitter pill because it basically, the space as we know it was rife with fraud. It was rife with bad activity and just not real utility. But now we're seeing that get cleaned out. And so that's not boring. That's exciting. That's what I was so excited for this morning's video, because this type of partnerships and this new wave of companies choosing the XRPL, and that's what we need. That's what moves the price of XRP, because they're actually using the token. Not like all these other projects that are talking about consulting, that are talking about, you know, doing a fireside chat and being friends with another crypto project. No. Actually getting adoption of the token. Who is using Quant? Who is using HBAR? And I know many people in our community hold those tokens. I've always said, wow, they're having great partnerships. They're sitting down at the table with all these great groups. HBAR has all these great companies on their governance board or council, whatever they call it. That's all fantastic. Who's using the token? And that's where I draw a blank. And that's why I haven't made an allocation to Quant. And I'm mad that I already missed the boat on Quant. And I probably won't pick up a position. I don't know. Maybe I'll take a look at it again. HBAR, I've never held HBAR. But that is, with these cryptos and with all these other ones too, who is actually using the token? I get that you're friends with another crypto project. That's awesome. I'm glad that you're friends. Who's using the token? Now with XRP, we're starting to see folks actually using the token. We're starting to see that Ripple is using on-demand liquidity to the DEX. Their on-demand liquidity was settling on centralized exchanges. It really wasn't having too much impact on price. Now that it's moving to the DEX, we're going to start to see an impact on price. And what's so exciting about this bull run and this pump that we're about to experience for XRP is that it's going to be two parts. It is going to be a utility bull run, but there is going to be a nice amount of speculation as well. And speculation isn't a bad thing. We don't shy away from speculation over here, and you guys know that very well. So we get a utility bull run with speculation. That's why I'm saying we take ladder up, from $5 to $10 and beyond, because we get speculation added on top of utility. That's an exciting place to go towards. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. Now, I did not miss it. I was just trying to get my point out before I go get another adult beverage, because our good friend Raymundo Ramirez, huge shout out to Ray, God bless you, brother, says yes, another adult beverage, and he drops a massive 50 spot. My appreciation, brother, to you. So much love for you, brother. Thank you for being a part of our community, and thank you for dropping the super chat tonight. I guess actually, maybe I should go ask wifey. I should probably go get permission. I tell you what, do you guys think that I'm going to get permission from wifey? I'm going to go ask wifey. If I don't make it back, well, you know what happened to me, okay? And let's take a look at the charts while I leave you guys for just, give me just 30 seconds here, and I'll be right back. Here's your Bitcoin chart. If I don't make it back, pray for me. All right, we're good to go. Now, I'm doing this for you guys, so drop your comments, drop your questions down below. I'm going to be watching the chat. Let's run it up, guys. Cheers, everyone. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Ray said, if his wifey is like mine, he ain't coming back. That's the thing. I'm so blessed. I am so blessed, man. I got a co-pilot, and we're on a rocket ship. We're taking off. Oh, by the way, I did get a green folder today. So you guys already know the deal. I got my red folder, right? Well, I picked up my green folder, and this isn't for Christmas. The reason why I went with the green was for Ethereum. This is for the Ethereum free pass and everything that we've uncovered with Steven. So I ran out of room in my red folder, and this is kind of a separate case. So we're going case by case. And yeah, so we got the green folder. We're going to fill that one up with Steven Arioff and the Ethereum free pass. And then the red folder is the damages done to the XRP community. So we got our folders. I picked up another one today. Dual Citizen, thank you for the 589, brother. Wifey makes the cut. No wife 2.0 after XRP Moon. Amen. Amen. No, we're building that out together. It's so incredible. And it's so awesome when you get someone on the same page with you. You know what I'm talking about? You just get plugging away on a daily basis, completely focused and locked in right now on our purpose, finding passion. And I'll tell you, just absolutely blessed right now with the family. Absolutely blessed with the family. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Let's get your questions and comments. What's the first thing that you're going to do when you take profits? I'm going to be looking over a business deal. I'm going to be looking over a real estate deal. I don't even think about what vacation I'm going to go on. I don't think about any of that. I'm sure I will. I'm sure I'll want to do something fun. I'm sure we'll be having a community meetup. We already have 3 Discord meetups planned for next year. And if XRP truly goes to the moon, we might be able to afford a 4th and a 5th. And, you know, once XRP goes to the moon here, we'll be doing the tour. We're going to do the worldwide tour. So we'll be coming to a city near you in 2024. I won't be running for president. I'm not old enough yet. But we are going to be coming to a city near you after the XRP moon. Green folder for Snoop Dogg's loose leaf. Peaky, that was an epic troll. One of the best pieces of marketing that's ever been done. That was epic with Snoop Dogg. He totally trolled us so hard. I wonder how big of a check he got for that sponsorship. That was a slick one. That was a slick move by Snoop Doggy Dogg. Let me get your questions, comments. I like this guy. Yeah, if you're brand new here, we do cryptocurrency, current events. We cover all the financial markets, and I just share the moves that I'm making. Whether the next move is to ask wifey for permission for a little bit, for another one with the family, or the next investment, right? I just keep it real with you guys. Everyone, getting an accountant and lawyer combo after moon. Brad, I would already start to work on those relationships. Most of the time, it's not going to cost you to build those relationships. It might cost you some time. It's probably not going to cost you some money. Right now, we're building out our relationships in that regard for accountants, lawyers, estate planners, right, that specialize in trust, that specialize in estate planning. That's very important. I just did a tactical wealth lesson on trust. I have a lot more already lined up and ready to go for the tactical wealth lessons. We got another half dozen that are actually ready to go. So I'm going to start dropping those here shortly. And then when it comes to waiting till after, I wouldn't wait because we're going to be partying. Everybody's going to be going nuts, and everybody's going to, everyone's going to have the blinders on. I've been talking about the bulls putting on the blinders, and they just disregard everything that's taking place. They disregard the world burning down around them, and the market's pumping, their stocks pumping, and so the bulls got their blinders on. Well, that's going to be us when XRP goes to the moon. And so that's why I'd focus on your relationships right now. Make sure that your exit strategy is written down and that you understand it, that you're psychologically preparing yourself for this moment so that we can execute on it, and then we're on to the next deal. XRP is just one part of building generational wealth for me, right? I have my plan is to go into real estate in a major way. And the focus is always going to be on utility for me. I'm looking at private equity companies that are bringing something new. Companies like Ripple excite me. And I was actually thinking about this today. Isn't Link2 offering Kraken? I'm pretty sure they are. And I was thinking today, let me know in the chat if you guys think I'm crazy for thinking about this. Today I was thinking, seems like Kraken's about to be going on sale. Might be time to pick some up. I mean, I got to look into Kraken more. I'm not ready to give the buy signal, and I'm not here to give anybody financial advice for that matter. And I'm not ready to buy Kraken yet. But it just got me thinking today. Am I crazy for thinking that way? I mean, because look at what's happened with Ripple and XRP, right? It got killed after the lawsuit. And now it's recovered. It hasn't gone to the moon yet, but it has recovered. And so I look at Kraken and I'm just thinking, well, the CEO and founder, Jesse Powell, he comes from Ripple. He said some things about Ripple that aren't nice, but I don't care. I don't get offended. I'm here to make some money. And so if Kraken's going to be able to settle up and they're going to be, one of the main exchanges in America, then that's good. I think that Coinbase did go up today. Let me pull up Coinbase too. Do I do the mastermind with Lulu? No, I saw that he has one. I only have my own group. I don't call my group a mastermind, but yeah, I just have my own group. I'm not part of any other Discord groups at all. Z, I'm going to hook you up with Todd. Talk to him and told him about our little community. You'll want to hear his strategy. You can ask your mutual bud, Sheckman, if he's trustworthy. Oh, right, Peaky. I remember you telling me about Todd. Yep. Sounds fantastic. I'd love to schedule a meeting. Absolutely. Am I crazy, though? for talking about Kraken. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat below. Do you think I'm crazy for wanting to buy some Kraken? It's like anytime the SEC sues somebody, right, their stock's going to go down, the crypto's going to go down, but that doesn't mean that the SEC is going to win, and that doesn't mean that the company's going away. I mean, even Binance is going to continue on. Am I interested in BNB? No. Am I interested in Binance? No. But I was just thinking today about Kraken. I wonder what Coinbase did today. Let's go to our stocks. And coin. Here we go. I'm going to zoom out. Let's go to the daily chart so we can take a look at this thing. Actually, yeah. I guess I want to zoom out even more. Let's go to the weekly chart. I want to see what this thing has done. So, okay. Can we even find the IPO, the all-time high that this thing traded at, right? This thing traded so high. I can't even bring this thing into scale for us to see. Okay. So this thing went all the way up above $400 upon IPO. And this is why I've been talking about. I talked about, I just dropped a video on Ripple, the Ripple equity deal. And I talked about how I think that the Ripple IPO is going to be absolutely massive, but there's going to be a significant sell-off after that. And so we want to make sure that if you need exit liquidity out of that position, to definitely consider taking profits and getting out of that position as soon as it is made available, because we have seen time and time again, and especially here recently, that these companies are coming out with their IPOs at huge valuations. Go look at WeWork for an example. And by the way, if WeWork, it was valued at $47 billion, what is Ripple going to be valued at? Okay, I think that Ripple can be valued at a multiple of a $50 billion valuation that WeWork achieved, which, by the way, WeWork is down 99.7% and they're bankrupt, and the shares are now trading at under $1. So that's what happened with that high-flying, cute IPO. It's failed. It's gone bankrupt and it's bust, right? And it's a big part of the commercial real estate collapse that's underway right now too. Now, with Coinbase here, you can see on the chart, this thing was above $400 per share upon IPO. It is now trading above $105 per share, and it definitely has climbed back up here over the most recent week. And this is, you know, an exchange that we've always said is in compliance, is trying to work with the government, trying to do the AML. They're not going to allow the terrorists to get funded like Binance was. And are they still manipulating things? Well, maybe. I mean, they did have a couple of their employees went down for manipulation, didn't they? If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Coinbase did pump today, sure enough, up to $105 per share. So I'll have to watch that one here. I want to take a look at this. Ah, shoot. Ah, crap. Never mind. Never mind. I was going to pull up my link to, and I was going to look at Kraken, but I forgot that. Never mind. I'll look that up later. I'm going to report back on the Kraken opportunity, or maybe it's not an opportunity at all. Maybe we should stay clear of Kraken. But the reason why I was talking about that is because, you know, obviously on the private market, we're setting the market, right? So we just saw that even Ripple's stock that's offered on Link2, it was selling at like $55, $58 per share. At one time, it was over $60 per share. Now it's actually coming in at below $50 per share. So even Ripple's stock shares have come down on the private marketplace Link2, which is just one platform that offers it. And so, yeah, the opportunity here to pick these up, I think gets very exciting as we see the traditional equities market is due for a correction, even though NVIDIA was just pumping and the Dow and the S&P and NASDAQ were all up. I get that. But when they start to correct, the private equity market will have a pullback as well, too. You won't be able to track it on TradingView. You won't be able to track it on an exchange because it's not public. It's a private company. And so you have to go to, a company like Link2 that's offering up Ripple, that's offering up Kraken, And so for me, I'm looking at that. I'll report back on that one for you guys. Oh, shoot. I missed another one. Lee Kalafi with a 10 spot. Gosh darn it, Lee. I'm not going to mention your Jesus coin. Lee, you're crazy, bro. He says, yo, Zach, Jesus coin is a blessing and rising since April. I can't with you guys, man. Lee, gosh darn it. If you don't mind, show some love by researching. God bless, Lee. I can't even look at coins. If I can't say them with a straight face, I can't look at them. I just, something in me, I can't. And Jesus coin, I feel like it's blasphemy. I feel like I'm not too hardcore in that regard, but I just feel like I can't with the Jesus coin. But Lee, I appreciate the super chat regardless. Thank you for your support. And I wish you the best, and I wish you blessings and rising with your Jesus coin. Thank you, Lee. You guys are awesome. So, Zach, what happens to the altcoins on Ethereum blockchain with ETHgate starts to blow up? I think they moved to XRP. I think they moved to XDC. I think that they run for the hills and shut down and close their doors. But if they do want to survive, if they do want to live on, they will be able to. But if they did ICOs, the SEC, if they did ICOs and they sold to U.S. investors, they could find themselves under the SEC. Just catching up on your comments right now. Antlin, do we need to get you a mod wrench? Do we need to throw you on the mod? Yeah, let's zoom back in on the chart here. So there's your Bitcoin. Like I said, it's tapped off of 38,000. They really ran this thing up about 145% from the lows of 15,500 all the way up to 38,000. Really got a lot of folks excited. I do feel like we have began the next bull run, but I'm just remaining patient right now. And I think that we still could see a significant pullback back test here. But it looks like Bitcoin can still hold 30K pretty well. We'll see if they have anything else in the offering that's going to bring us down lower. But overall, pretty good strength right now in the crypto markets. Ethereum back up to 2,138. Cooling off here back below 2,000, but we'll continue to watch it. XRP back below 60 cents. Did you guys buy the dip? Let me know in the comments down below. Did you buy the dip on XRP? Down below, down to 57 cents at one point in time. This is Qcoin, of course. Your exchange might have shown you something different. XLM right here, 11.59. Oh man, you guys are so funny. XRP, I appreciate you for the 5 spot, brother. 5 more buckaroos to buy the USDT dip to the moon. Did USDT go down? Did it start to decouple? Did it lose its peg like it's done so many times? Lee Kalafe, thank you again for the 10 spot, brother. Jesus coin is opposite of blasphemy. It has nightly church service on X, prayer requests, and spreading the word. If anything, we have more people talking about Jesus in the dark times. It's all love. Maybe this is a meme coin that I can get behind. That was a joke, by the way. That was a joke. I'm on my second adult beverage. That was a joke. I don't get behind meme coins, but God bless you guys. I wish you the best with your Lee. Thank you for the support, brother. I leverage traded it. Yeah. I'm still looking for an exchange that I can trade on right now. I've looked through all these exchanges to leverage trade on, and nobody wants to accept it. Nobody's offering leverage trading to the U.S., in particular the state that I'm into. The different states have different rules, and I live in a terrible state. Yep. So Yo-Yo Entertainment says he bought the dip. Love to see it. Wonder why banks are buying SHIB. Are we getting the meme coins in? The meme coin gang, is it coming in here tonight? What banks are buying SHIB? Who was that? Was Jay? What are you talking about? No, it was Andy. Andy Jones. I wonder why banks are buying SHIB. Can you imagine that headline? Bank of America loads up on SHIB. Oh, that'd be awesome. Will says that he has a buy order set at 55 cents. I love to see that. Love to see that. Giggy watching me from Spain. Where are you guys tuning in from tonight? Late night session. Huge shout out to Spain. I don't know what's going on in the chat. You guys get crazy on the late night. What about Flare token? I've been so disappointed with Flare that I've just stopped tracking it. I've been so disappointed with it. So I honestly haven't, taken a serious look at Flare recently. I guess it's time for a Flare update. We got Russia in the house, Australia. Christopher Green pumped Jesus coin. That tells me everything I need to know. Of course he did. Of course. This is what I'm saying is I don't buy into the pumps like that. If it's already getting shilled, if we already got folks that are coming in, good luck, God bless. I hope it works out for you. I don't chase green candles. I see you. Prod LB dropped another chat here too. 10 spot. Prod LB. Molly Elmore did an excellent video about ties between Jed and Elon Musk and the possibility of using X using XLM for payments. Your thoughts on this, God bless. You are the GOAT. Prod LB. First off, I appreciate you. Good to see the Aussies showing up here tonight. That's a great question. So, in my opinion, X is going to become blockchain agnostic. I don't think that they're going to come out and pick XRP or pick XLM. I think that they're going to integrate both of them. That's my honest opinion. You'll be able to use XRP, XLM, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I think that they're going to tie in with somebody else, or they're going to acquire a crypto exchange or just build one out within the platform. So yeah, I don't think that they're going to pick one crypto, but I do believe that you will be able to use XRP and XLM on X eventually. Absolutely. And his silence is deafening when it comes to XRP and XLM. Elon Musk, the fact that he hasn't talked about XRP beating the case against the SEC, Ripple standing up to the SEC, where has Elon been in that regard? He's always a fan about that, right? And so his silence is deafening as far as how I think he really feels about the coins. Trolling with Dogecoin, trolling with Bitcoin. That's what he does. And he sees an opportunity to make money. And the real opportunity he sees is just to integrate whatever cryptos the people want to use. You know, whether you want to be in XRP, XLM, or settle with Doge, you'll be able to on X. That's my opinion. But huge shout out to Molly Elmore, Prod LB. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for the super chat. Much love. You guys are crazy. Aunt Lynn is in Marysville, Washington. That's crazy, Aunt Lynn. Shane in Georgia. My man. Good to see you, Shane. Carmen says Canada. God bless our Canadian friends up north. I was just in Vancouver this weekend. I love it up there. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Algeria. Algeria in the house. Ohio, South Florida, Hollywood, Holland. Richie says he just bought 2,500 XRP. That's what we're talking about, Richie. Buying the dip. Sticking it up. Stacking it up, I meant to say. Not sticking it, stacking it up. Michigan in the house. Did I ever check on the RenCom network? I believe that I did. Knoxville, Tennessee. Man, I remember I used to watch Christopher Green. He's an entertaining guy. Remember when he started pumping XRP too? Those videos were epic. He would like be pumping XRP, going nuts, and then he'd jump into his pool. Like, I was a fan of that. I will say I was a fan of that. I'm all here for that. If somebody wants to pump XRP and jump in a pool, that's cool with me. I'm here for that. That's fun activity. Blame Canada for Nickelback. Huge shout out to Nickelback. Aunt Lynn, that's crazy. You are in the neck of the woods, aren't you? I try to keep my location on the DL though. But that's awesome. Peaceful Gamer says, just stepped out for some adult fresh air. Roger that. Is that like the Snoop Dogg, the smokeless fresh air? Green needs to get out of Hawaii. Yeah, that's the thing about Hawaii, man. I don't know. The island thing, I don't know. I'm so used to being in small town USA, being on the mainland, and yeah, being up in my neck of the woods that I understand. I think about living on an island and I don't know. It's making me laugh too, Shane. Adult fresh air. I've never heard of that one before. That's classic. I'm going to have to steal that. Peaceful Gamer, I'm going to have to trademark that term. Stepping out for adult fresh air. Unbelievable. You guys are hilarious. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up this session. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've hung out for too long. It's been 2 hours. We were only supposed to go live for an hour. But once again, we had a party, as always. I appreciate all the love, all the support. The chat's been lit tonight. I hope you guys extracted some value out of this session. If you're looking to get tapped in with our group, it's all over at my website, ZachRector.com. And like I said, we already got 3 meetups. So if you're looking forward to getting together, having a little bit of fun, we're going to be doing that in 2024. We already have 3 meetups planned, and we get together on a weekly basis with our Discord weekly calls every Saturday too. So if you're looking to get in touch with me, it's all over at my website, ZachRector.com. I'm going to wrap up this session. It's been a pleasure. And we got more content coming for you guys tomorrow. If you're new here, make sure that you subscribe, hit that notification bell, because we go live in the middle of the night. We drop content on a daily basis. We go live, we do it. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll keep on bringing you the content that you, not only do you want it, you're going to need it, because we're going to help you get on the right side of the transfer of the wealth. Appreciate everyone for stopping by. I will see you guys in the next one. God bless all of you. Have a great night.